Now, let us discuss about argentometric titrations. Argentometric titrations. Argentometric titrations are limited for silver ions. It is limited for silver ions, so it is called as argentometric titrations. And in argentometric titrations, the principle is same as analyte will react with precipitating agent, will form precipitate. This is a basic principle, that analyte will react with precipitating agent, will form precipitate. Now, in this argentometric titrations, we take titrant as standard AgNO3 solution. Standard AgNO3 solution, and in burette the analyte is NaCl solution, which is 0.1 molar. Now let us draw a diagram. This is a diagram, and in burette we take silver nitrate, that is AgNO3, and in conical flask we take NaCl. In burette we take silver nitrate, whereas in conical flask we take sodium chloride. Now let us consider first case number 1. Take 20 ml of 0.1 molar NaCl, titrate with 0.1 molar AgNO3. 0.1 molar AgNO3, and this is first case. 20 ml of 0.1 molar silver nitrate titrated with 0.1 molar AgNO3. In first case, when no silver nitrate is added in sodium chloride, the concentration of when 0 ml of AgNO3 is added to sodium chloride. Now the concentration of chloride ions is 0.1 molar. Now let us calculate PCl value for at this condition, that is minus log Cl, that is minus log 0.1, can also written as log 10, whose value is 1. Now case, let us consider case 2. Let us consider case 2. From this, 10 ml of silver nitrate is added into NaCl. 10 ml of silver nitrate is added to NaCl. Now, the total volume in NaCl, this conical flask, is 30. Total volume will become 30. That is, already here we have 20 ml of NaCl plus 10 ml of AgNO3. Now, the total volume will become 30 ml. So, if we consider PCl value in this condition, PCl value, the remaining, when we have 20 ml of NaCl, now 10 ml of AgNO3 is added. This 10 ml of AgNO3 will react it with 10 ml of NaCl and 10 ml will be remained. That is 10 ml whole divided by total volume into 0.1 molar concentration. That is PCl value is equals to minus log 1/3. PCl value is equals to that. This is the value. This is second case. When we consider the third case, when 20 ml of AgNO3 is added into NaCl. ml of AgNO3 is added into NaCl. Now this 20 ml of AgNO3 will get reacted with NaCl. As a result, this total amount of, that is AgNO3 will get reacted with NaCl to form AgCl. This is a product AgCl we get. Now here the concentration of Ag and Cl will become same. Now let us consider Ksp value. Ksp value is equals to concentration of Ag into Cl minus. Now this concentration of Ag is equals to C. Concentration of Ksp value of NaCl is 1.772 into 10 power minus 10. That is Ksp. Now as I told, Ag is equals to Cl. We can write Cl into Cl is equals to 1.77 into 2 10 power minus 10. Now Cl into Cl, Cl square into 1.772. Now whether if this square will go this side, it becomes square root. This is a third case. This is a argentometric titration. This is limited for silver ions, so it is called argentometric titrations. Now the principle is analyte will get reacted with precipitating agent, which results in the formation of precipitate. Now the titrant which is taken is standard AgNO3 and the analyte is silver chloride. These are the three cases in argentometric titrations. Now there are several methods which are useful for the doing this precipitation titration. First method is Gay-Lussac's This first method is Gay-Lussac's method. In this Gay-Lussac's method, there is no indicator is used. Indicator is not used. Then we may get doubt that how without indicator how the endpoint can be detected. The endpoint can be detected by using coagulating agent. This coagulating agent will help in detection of endpoint. The coagulating agent is barium nitrate. This barium nitrate will act as coagulating agent. Now, the basic principle is the principle which is involved in Gay-Lussac's method is same. Analyte will react with precipitating agent, will form precipitate. And let us draw a diagram. So now the titrant is standard silver nitrate, and which is taken in burette. In the analyte is sodium chloride plus barium nitrate plus HNO3. These three combination should be taken in conical flask. In this, we should take silver nitrate, and in conical flask we should take sodium chloride, barium nitrate, and nitric acid HNO3. This is the structure of apparatus, and let us go with methodology. Now, first take 0.12 grams of sodium chloride. Take 0.12 grams of sodium chloride and react with 100 ml of water and make the volume up to 100 ml and take in conical flask. And in first condition, add some amount of silver nitrate, drop some amount of silver nitrate into conical flask. As a result, the silver nitrate will get reacted with sodium chloride. As a result, it results in the formation of AgCl plus sodium nitrate. AgCl and sodium nitrate. This is a first precipitate which is formed, and if we add excess amount of AgNO3 into the conical flask, and there is a coagulating agent barium nitrate, and this excess amount of AgNO3 which is added into conical flask, this AgNO3 solution will get reacted with barium nitrate and resulting in the formation of coagulating substance. After precipitating of chloride AgCl, now we should add 1 more ml of AgNO3 into this conical flask. As a result, when 1 ml of AgNO3 is added into this conical flask, that 1 ml of AgNO3 will react with barium nitrate and forms coagulating substance. After forming the coagulating substance, it is also a precipitate. Now we should add 1 more ml 1 ml of AgNO3. If after adding 1 ml of AgNO3, if there is no formation of coagulating substance, then we should note the readings in this burette. Now, if there is no formation of coagulating substance after adding 1 ml second time, then the endpoint will be at 20 to 21, because first we took 20 ml of NaCl, and next we have added 1 ml of AgNO3, so it becomes 20 to 21. This is first method. Next, coming to the second method. First, take 20 ml of .1 2 gram of First, take 0.12 gram of NaCl and dilute with 100 ml of water and make up the volume up to 100 ml. Now add HNO3 and barium nitrate. To this solution. Now in second step, pour this 20 ml of silver nitrate into this NaCl. After pouring this 20 ml of AgNO3, it will react with NaCl to form silver chloride precipitate with the help of barium nitrate. Now, after the formation of silver chloride precipitate, add one drop. In first method we have added 1 ml. Now in the second method we should add 1 drop of silver nitrate. If after adding this 1 drop of silver nitrate, it will react with barium nitrate, which is a coagulating substance, and it will react with coagulating substance and it will form precipitate. Now after forming this precipitate, add one drop of silver nitrate. After adding this 1 drop of silver nitrate, if there is no formation of precipitate, now note down the readings in this burette. After noting this readings in burette, it will be between 20 to 21. This is the Gay-Lussac's method. In this there is no indicator is used, but in place of indicator we will use coagulating agent, that is barium nitrate, and the principle is unlight reacted precipitating agent will form precipitate. Here the titrant is standard AgNO3 and analyte is sodium chloride plus barium nitrate, which is coagulating substance, and HNO3. There are two methods as we discussed. In first method we should add 20 ml of silver nitrate into NaCl. Now it will react with NaCl and form AgCl as a precipitate, and after this we should add 1 ml of silver nitrate into this sodium chloride and it will form coagulating substance with barium nitrate. This is first method. In second method we should add 20 ml of AgNO3 into this NaCl and it will form precipitate. After forming the precipitate, we should add 1 drop of silver nitrate into this sodium chloride. Then this is the second method. This is a Gay-Lussac's method. And the next method is Morse method. Morse method is used for identification of chlorides, bromides, but not iodides. Iodides cannot be identified with this Morse method. Now, in Morse method, the indicator is K2CrO4. The indicator is K2CrO4 and the titrant is standard silver nitrate. Now let us draw a diagram. This is a structure of apparatus, and in burette we should take silver nitrate, and in this conical flask we should take, and here the analyte is sodium chloride. The analyte is sodium chloride and there is an indicator K2CrO4. Now, at first step, when the silver AgNO3 is reacted with, when AgNO3 solution of silver nitrate is poured into the conical flask, it will react with sodium chloride. With NaCl will form AgCl, and next some more amount of AgNO3 will be poured into the conical flask. As a result, that silver nitrate will react with K2CrO4. As a result, it forms silver chromate, which is pink in color, plus KNO3. Now next time this silver nitrate which is added into the conical flask will react with K2CrO4. As a result, it forms silver chromate, which is pink in color, is an indication of end point. Changing of this colorless into pink color is its end point. This is Morse method. Next method is Volhardt's method. Next method is Volhardt's method. This Volhardt's method is type of back titration. It is a type of back titration, and in this Volhardt's method, it is complicated compared to other methods. It is compared to other methods. In Volhardt's method, the indicator is iron alum. The indicator is iron alum, that is NH4Fe SO4 2 moles of NH4Fe SO4 2 and 2H2O. The indicator is iron alum. Now let us draw a diagram for it. It contains two diagrams. And this is next diagram. It contains two diagrams. This is first diagram and it is second diagram. In first diagram, we should take silver nitrate in this burette and sodium chloride in conical flask along with it K2CrO4 as an indicator. This is in first step. In second step, we should take potassium thiocyanate or ammonium thiocyanate, and in conical flask we should take sodium chloride plus excess amount of silver nitrate. These are the two diagrams which are related to Volhard's method, and here the titrant is the titrants which are used are two in number. First one is standard silver nitrate and second one is potassium thiocyanate or ammonium thiocyanate. These are the main importance. It is a type of back titration and it is complicated, and the indicators are iron alum, and the titrants which are used are two in number, that is standard silver nitrate and potassium thiocyanate. Now coming to the methodology. In first method, the silver nitrate, it is usual the silver nitrate will react with sodium chloride in conical flask, will resulting in the formation of AgCl plus sodium nitrate, and it is a precipitate. Now now remaining silver nitrate, it will react with the indicator, that is potassium chromate, will form AgCrO4 plus KNO3. This is, and it is also a precipitate. It involves in the formation of two precipitate. One is AgCl and the other one is AgCrO4. This is the first step. Now in second step, firstly excess of at first let us consider here silver nitrate will react with NaCl, will form AgCl plus NaNO3. Now excess of AgNO3. After reaction of this AgNO3 with NaCl, some amount of AgNO3 will be left, and this is taken in excess, because as we told it is a back titration, excess amount of AgNO3 is used. Now the remaining AgNO3, it contains Ag plus and NO3 minus. Now this AgNO3 will react with potassium cyanate. It forms silver thiocyanate and KNO3. Silver nitrate, which is excess in number, after reacting with sodium chloride, that excess of sodium nitrate will react with thiocyanate, which is present in this burette, which will form silver thiocyanate, and at final step ferric ion will react with thiocyanate to form FeSCN. this is a final product of this Volhard's method. There are two methods. This is first method and this is second method. This is first method is as usual, and in second method it is completely back titration, where at firstly silver nitrate will react with sodium chloride to form AgCl, and after reacting with AgCl with sodium chloride, some amount of AgNO3 will be remain unreacted. The unreacted AgNO3 will react with potassium thiocyanate to form silver thiocyanate. Now at last step, Fe plus 3 ion will react with SCN to form ferric thiocyanate. This is Volhard's method. Now the last method is Fagen's method. Fagen's method. This Fagen method is one of the method to identify the precipitation titration. In Fagen method, it is used for the identification of chlorides, bromides, and iodides. Whereas Morse method is used for identification of only chlorides and bromides, but not for iodides. But this Fagen's method is used for identification of chlorides, bromides, and iodides. And in this Fagen's method, the titrant is standard silver nitrate, and it is this one more important point is this Fagen method is based on adsorption mechanism. Based on adsorption method, and let us draw a diagram. And in this burette we take silver nitrate, and in this conical flask we take sodium chloride. When this silver nitrate is reacted with NaCl, silver nitrate reacted with sodium chloride will result in the formation of AgCl plus NaNO3. Now the AgCl which is formed is precipitate. After the formation of precipitate, some more amount of AgNO3 will be added into this NaCl. After adding this AgNO3 and formation of precipitate, the excess amount of AgNO3 which is formed will converted into Ag plus and NO3 minus. Now this Ag plus which are present will be entered into this conical flask, and it will get binded to the outermost surface of this AgCl. As a result, this is AgCl and it is the outermost surface. Now this Ag, after pouring this Ag and excess amount of AgNO3 into this NaCl, this Ag plus ions will get accumulated on the surface of AgCl. So this process is called adsorption process, and Fagen method is used for the identification of chlorides, bromides, iodides, and the titrant is sodium standard thiocyanate, and it is based on adsorption mechanism. And when sodium nitrate reacted with NaCl, it forms AgCl as a precipitate. Now excess amount of silver nitrate which is present will be dissociated into Ag plus and NO3 minus. Ag plus ions which are present will combine with the surface of AgCl and forms the surface. It will adjust at the surface of AgCl. So this process is called adsorption mechanism. It is adsorption mechanism, and this process is called Fagen's method.